According to police, a young mom tried to buy a bag of chips for her daughter, but her card was declined. She went to find her boyfriend, who came bursting through the door, went behind the counter, and grabbed Jose Alba. Surveillance video shows the violent struggle. There is Alba getting pummeled, then grabbing a knife and fatally stabbing the 34-year-old boyfriend, who reportedly has a long criminal record.
Yeah, and then the guy came back and beat him up. And then, of course, if we have a knife, I would have taken a knife.
Do you think,
yes.
Do you think he should be charged with murder?
No, no way. He's innocent.
I don't think he should be charged with murder because it's plain to see what happened. He didn't plan it. It wasn't premeditated. It just came along with the struggle and fight. He felt at that time he needed a weapon to do what he had to do.
Don't you dare to say to people that he's a murderer.
I definitely believe that he should be let off. Self-defense. Morally, legally, like, no matter how you look at it.
I'm Jeremy Lafredo for Rebel News in Harlem, New York, in front of the Blue Moon convenience store. It was here where Jose Alba fought off his violent attacker and ended up killing him. We're going to ask New Yorkers what they think about the case and if Jose Alba should be freed.
It's certainly self-defense.
Because he was working. I mean, you know, his guy was working, and the other guy came from and jumping over the counter and trying to, and hit him, you know, and you know, he have the right to defend himself, you know.
Definitely his actions were justified. I mean, no offense to the cops in the city, but they don't exactly do anything. So, I mean, like, what options do you have in that kind of situation? He was the one being attacked and, like, wronged in that situation, and he didn't know what this guy's gonna do. You know what I mean? This is a scary city.
I don't think he should be charged with murder because it's plain to see what happened. He didn't plan it. It wasn't premeditated. It just came along with the struggle and fight. He felt at that time he needed a weapon to do what he had to do. He had no way out, nowhere to escape. You know, he did what he had to do. Plain and simple. And he's on his property.
In that heat of the moment where, you know, you're getting shoved into the wall, the place where you work, especially when you're older. I'm 55. The guy's 19, 20 years old, comes in, middle of the night, shoves me around, and I have a weapon and I take it just to protect myself. I'm not thinking I'm not thinking I'm gonna kill the guy. I'm gonna protect myself, and that's what happened. The guy ends up dying. And yes, I believe, you know, that should be a case of self-defense. He should be acquitted because it's ridiculous. It's crazy. It really is.
Personally, I think he didn't mean any harm because obviously he was just defending himself. So I don't really understand why it should be that much of an issue.
I think you should be able to defend yourself no matter what the situation is, and you know, by whatever means, as long as it's just, you know what I mean. And especially if you're in your place of business that you're paying to operate out of, then you should absolutely be able to defend yourself by whatever means, whether it be a gun or a knife or whatever. He should be completely acquitted of charges, I think.
It definitely, to me, my perspective, it looked as a case of self-defense. The guy clearly wasn't trying to antagonize in any way, and that's the first thing I pay attention to. He was the one that was pushed against the wall in a corner in his own spot and was put in a very dangerous situation. And in this world, sometimes, in those moments, you have to defend yourself, and that can go so many different ways, and any death is a tragic loss of human life. There is no such thing as a positive death. But to me, I also want to take this as another way of emphasizing to people how much respect we need to make sure we're showing, like, the people who support this city in so many ways, including our bodega workers, and to respect them because they're the reason that this city runs.
The guy went behind the counter, and that's a no-no. You don't touch that private sphere. And right next to the cash register. Now the guy, what's his name, Alba? He didn't know what would happen to him. He was so defensive. He went down, almost on his knees, just to prevent something. Yeah, and then the guy came back and beat him up. And then, of course, if we have a knife, I would have taken a knife.
Do you think
yes.
Do you think he should be charged with murder?
No, no way. He's innocent. Don't you dare.
You know, I hate to say it, but I don't think anybody should have guns, especially corrupt police, okay? Number one. But if they got them, everybody should be able to. I tell you, in Texas, man, old ladies carry guns in their purse, okay? So nobody robs them, nobody with me. Here, I just saw a woman get robbed the other day. They pulled her shirt over, these two kids pulled his shirt over her head and took off running because they know they can get away with it. I chased him to the corner, but I'm 67 years old, you know?
What would have happened to him if he didn't have the chance to defend himself, you know?
Do you think they should drop the murder charges?
I do. I think I'm going to side with the worker. It sounds like routine self-defense to me. I feel for them working in those stores. I can only imagine it's been more and more violent as things have gotten more difficult, you know. Post-pandemic, during the pandemic, it's violent.
I definitely believe that he should be let off. Self-defense. Morally, legally, like, no matter how you look at it.
As of now, it seems that there isn't enough public support. We here at Rebel News believe everyone should have the sacred right to defend themselves, and that's why we've launched SaveJose.com. That's SaveJose.com. Go there, sign our petition to have Jose charges dropped, and I'll personally deliver the petition to the New York City District Attorney's Office. Go to SaveJose.com, sign it, it will only take a few seconds, and perhaps just once, this time, thanks to you, justice will be served.